Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our session on Farmers Market Success, Setting Yourself Apart at Market. My name is Mary Ellis. I am the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Program Director at Community Food and Agriculture Coalition, and also manage and run the FarmLink Montana website. For those who aren't familiar with CFAC or Community Food and Agriculture Coalition, we are a small nonprofit based out of Missoula, Montana, and we work on farmland conservation, provide farmer support to producers across the state, and also host and manage many food access programs. Today, I'm going to be talking about finding ways to set yourself apart at market with a lot of competition and other vendors. How can you make yourself a little unique and hopefully find your target customers and who you'll be selling to? And a big part of doing that is crafting your farm story. So we're going to talk about a few of the building blocks of what it makes up a good story, and then we'll also talk about how to find and connect with your target customer. So like any good story, there's always a hero. And in this story of your farm, you are the hero. So your customer wants to know who you are and what your story is. They want to, hear details about why you started your farm, why you're interested in farming the way you do, and, what gets you excited about farming. A big piece of this is also sharing your vision. What are your goals? What are your personal values? There's so many different types of farms out there and so many different, ways to talk about your farm and your operation, and, finding those key words that you really hold on to, those key values that you hold on to, and sharing that can help you connect with your customers in a more authentic way, and also help you find customers that maybe share similar values to you and are willing and interested in buying your goods. Another piece of a good story is always, some challenges or obstacles. So sharing some of what the obstacles you and your farm have faced and some of the challenges you have faced can really help you connect with your customers. This helps them kind of understand what you've had to go through to get here, and also just can help build some connection between you and your customers. Another piece is talking about not just, all of the barriers and challenges, but how did you overcome them, or are you still overcoming them? And what are you doing to start your farm? What are the things that you had to go through to get where you are? And maybe what are some of the successes you've had? And sharing those. And a lot of your customers want to share in those exciting things as well as the hard things. So as you're kind of developing your farm story, try and make your goals clear on what you're trying to do, who you are. Establish a setting. Where is your farm? What are you doing? What are your interests? Why do you like selling at the farmers market? And using your own voice is also really important. And telling your story in the way that feels comfortable and good for you. And also be prepared with different versions of your story. You might have something short and sweet to tell someone that just, is coming through your stand pretty quickly and just buying a few things, or you might have a different version to tell someone that is maybe lingering around and wants to hear a little bit more about you, or maybe is a frequent customer and has come week after week. So at this point, you can pause the recording and try and put together your story yourself. You have a few questions you can ask yourself, and then once you're done answering these questions, you can kind of pull it all together, and you should hopefully have a good, really the good building blocks for your story, and play around with it, figure out maybe a shorter version, some keywords you want to make sure you always use, some key things you want to pass along about who you are. And you can use these both in person when you're talking to customers or on your website or social media. So the next big piece that we want to talk about is connecting with customers. So now that you've developed some of your key points of your farm story, how do you find your target customer and who is that person? So this is usually we refer to the target customer as someone who you're focused your product towards. It's usually a group of people that have maybe some shared demographics or other behaviors or interests. So as you're thinking about this, here are some different things to think about. Who are you targeting your product towards? Is there a commonality in their income level? Are you selling a higher end, higher price good? Or are you selling something that is lower priced? Are you really focused on selling products that will be helpful for families, or is it more towards folks that maybe have a lot more time to make a gourmet meal? Is it folks that are really valuing and interested in organic or naturally grown things? Are these folks from rural areas or the city? There's many different things to be thinking about on interests and demographics for your customer. And one important thing to remember is you might want to try and market to everyone, but if you do that, you'll end up marketing to no one. There's so many different customers out there and what they value and what they are interested in. And so if you try and cover, sell to both folks that are shopping on a budget and those who are looking for higher end things, you end up not going to be able to market to both of those people. So figure out who you want to market your goods for, who you think it would be a good fit, and really focus in on that, and that can help you actually sell more product. A good way of trying to kind of figure out who your target customer is thinking about your customer's pains and gains. So what your customer's pains refers to what might frustrate them about getting what they want, and their gains refers to the benefits you and your product provides for your target customers. So a way to think about this is a little blurry photo, but you can kind of still get the point. So this is a 4-pack of triple washed and ready to bake potatoes at the grocery store. So this product, as you can see, is probably aimed and targeted at someone who is wanting to cook something quickly, maybe not necessarily worried about where these potatoes are coming from, if they're organic, if they're naturally grown. It's just, there's a line underneath, you can't really see it, but it says just throw it on a tray and before baking. So it's, they want something quick, easy, and these were also pretty low costs. So this could be aimed at a specific customer. And then also, this is some organic baby arugula. You can see that they spent maybe a little bit more time on the logo and the mark, just kind of the style a little bit more. It's a little more flashy, it's a little more colorful. It's organic, and they make sure that that's there like 3 different times. It's in 100% recycled plastic. So this might be targeted at someone that's willing to spend a little bit more because maybe they're concerned about pesticides or the growing conditions of their food a little bit more, and maybe has a little bit more money to expend on food. So this is maybe a different type of customer than we just showed with the potatoes. So how do you figure out what your customers' pains and gains are? a few kind of tips here is, spending some time to interact with your customers and see how do they interact with your products. Maybe what are some other brands they use? Are they, spending some more money on food, on clothing, and have a little bit more expendable income? Or are they trying to find the good deals at a low cost? And then also, you can actually do informal or formal customer surveys. So some ways of doing this is either just asking your customers at the market, talking to them, getting to know them, seeing maybe what other things they're buying at the market, kind of getting a hint at what are the other things they're interested in spending money on. You could just do this with just asking them or in a casual way, or you could also, do it more of a formal paper survey and get that information that way. So hopefully this was helpful in kind of thinking about some of the ways to stand out at farmers markets by, developing and working on your farm story and who you are, and also kind of digging into who your target customer is and figuring out who you're selling to and focusing in on that. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me at mary@cfacmontana.org, and always happy to talk through some of these marketing questions and help you hone your market.